Hey, welcome back. This is Gary Brown, Forging On. We'll talk a little bit about lighting fires in your shop and your forge. Some simple things to do and not do. Move back here a little. Now, of course, newspaper. Now, you may not be able to have access to newspaper easily. I live out in the country in a small county, and we got a little county seat town. And they have a weekly newspaper, and they always have bundles left over that they just give away after the fact. And so I'll go down and get a trunk load. I mean, I'll get 20 bundles, and I'll take a bunch of them to our local Blacksmith Forge club, and then I'll keep 3 or 4 here. And my daughters have several that they'll use for the rabbit cages. But this is the way they taught us at our little guild or club. So usually about 3 sheets of paper is all you need. Sometimes 2.5 if you don't have them. A lot of times if I'm lucky I can get it done with 2. So you just pick one. And kind of wad it up into a ball. I just kind of smash it into itself like this. So it's good and tight. Then you take another one, put that in the center, and you start working that in. Same thing, keep working around and squishing it in. It's almost like you're making a mushroom. You got this little tail sticking out, and you got this like mushroom thing. You keep squishing in. And then take a third one. Leave that tail sticking out like that because that's what's going to light. So I'm not going to light one today, but I'll try to do a follow video lighting the forge and clean out your fire pot. I try to clean it out. I might drop a couple pieces of coke or coal down in the bottom, just kind of keep it off the bottom of the fire pot, and have all my coke and coal around the edges, and then all the dust kind of cleaned out. And then I'll just light this, I'll set it down in there, and it's going to start flaming up around it. And I got a hand crank on my blower, so I'll just maybe get it a slow turn, and I'll just start pushing some coke in around. I don't cover it up, and don't flow a whole bunch of dust on top because you'll smother it and be digging it all back out. Just put it in there, kind of like leave the top of it showing, just loosely move some coke and coal around on the edges, and it's slowly, you can just like turn the crank like this and get this thing flaming. And as it flames up more and catches more, then keep adding more coke and coal to it. And once the whole thing is going really good and you've got a mound of coke and coal, then you take your more of your finer, your smaller pellets or your smaller chunks of coal or your green coal or some dust, and you got your pile of coke and coal just starting to really go here now, and you pile that on top, and then take your water and you just drizzle it over the top of it. And what happens is it'll sit there and cook, and that'll turn into a hard shell, and you'll end up punching a hole in the side of it, and you'll have a little cave, and you can melt all the metal in the world you want because it'll burn it up quick. And then just keep your little opening in the side and put your stuff in. And the cave will eventually collapse, and you can pile it up again, put you some dust on top or some small fine stuff, sprinkle a little water on it, and it'll solidify up again. So that's one way to do it. If I don't feel like doing that, then I just pile up my coke and make me a little tunnel inside, and I use this. Now these are handy because they got the hose on them, propane torch, and they just screw on the top, and I can set this away from the fire and not worry about it getting too hot around the canister. And then I can just lay this right into the coal, and if you get it tight in there, it'll go out. So you just want to lay it, have little openings, because like I said, if it's tight, you want to have a little opening, put this in, and just let it burn and burn and burn, and eventually work your blower, and it'll catch. But if you can find them with these hoses on them, That's real handy, real handy. So, and the thing I like about this with the hoses is around the shop I got 3 ways of lighting stuff, and so I'll just use my torch striker to light the propane. And need to add a new tip. I don't know about where I just rotated around to that one. Anyway, so I use a striker, and I just keep a clip on there. When I used to weld for a living, I had this clipped to one of those retractable key rings on my belt, and I could just, pull it out, strike it, and it would just zap back to my key ring, and it would just hang on my belt on that retractable key ring. So it's just an idea for you. I use that, especially in a welding shop. I need to put some lighter fluid in this. I use a Zippo lighter, good metal Zippo lighter. You don't have to get one with all kind of expensive fancy stuff because it's in a shop, it'll get messed up. But just get you a good Zippo lighter and some lighter fluid, and put your little lighter fluid in the bottom down here, and this thing will last a long time. Usually if I'm not out here, I almost have to fill up with lighter fluid almost, because if I don't come out for a week or two, I'll have to add fluid to it. But it's the safest. A lot of people would carry these, which I have also out in the shop. And for blacksmithing work, a regular set of matches and one of these is fine, and then go put them in a safe area, okay? Don't just keep them in your pocket or right near the fire, because you want to get busy and you leave that there and this thing's going to blow up on you. But in the welding class, they taught us, especially the guys that smoke cigarettes and stuff, have this in their top pocket. And the instructors say, anybody have these in their pocket while you're learning to weld? And some people raised their hand. I didn't smoke, so I didn't have one. He said, take them out and leave them in the classroom. Because what happens is you have these in your top pockets, or any pocket, doesn't matter. And when you're welding, all that molten slag goes flying everywhere. And it'll go down, because it'll go in your hair, it'll go in your ears, it'll go everywhere. And it'll go down in your pocket, and it'll burn a hole in the top of that while it's here, ignite it, and it'll be a blowtorch straight up into your face. So don't use these in your welding shops, all right? If you have a lighter in your welding shop, get one of these and just, keep it filled up. And you can close it up, and nothing's going to ignite, all right? I mean, unless you put this right on underneath your torch, but if you did that, you're not too bright anyway. So these are fine, especially in a blacksmith shop, just to light them, then go put them in a safe place away from any of the heat sources, because you don't want to be striking with your anvil and sparks are flying, and it doesn't take much to this plastic melt through it and blow up on you, because all it is fluid, flammable liquid. So it can be a really dangerous thing. But if you're welding, just leave these alone. Leave them in your car, leave them at home. Don't go out and weld with them. That's your public service announcement for the day. So this is a good deal. Of course, these are the best things if you're trying to light a propane torch, or your oxyacetylene torch, or oxypropane torch, or whatever kind of torches you got. And then either matches or use a lighter to light this and put it in your fire, get it going. But then, your matches, just get them out of the way somewhere. They'll just burn up. They won't explode on melt your face off like these things can. So that's my take on that. I'll get around to showing some light and some stuff, but I can't really do anything right now, so I just kind of doing some how-tos just to help you out. Hopefully it was helpful. If you found it helpful, please subscribe, like, and leave some comments. Maybe you have some different ways of doing it. This is just the way I learned. I know there's a lot of different ways people make balls and do this and that. This whole mushroom thing with the tail on the end is what they taught us at our blacksmith shop when I was learning through my green coal class over 4 years ago. And And then, of course, the propane on the thing, that's the quickest and easiest. And I've also used my oxyacetylene, but that's a pain to get out, light it. And I don't like leaving the head in there getting too hot around the fire. I just don't want to mess up an expensive torch set. So, and I just never make them with wood. I know a lot of people will chop up small kindling of wood and build a wood fire, put all their coke around it. And they do that a lot, especially if they're only using coke. You know, if you can buy just bags of coke and not green coal that you're going to make into coke. But green coal's got impurities in it, but it also will catch fire easier than coke will. So when you start your fire, you want to load it up with coke around your, as this thing's burning, you want to load it up kind of with coke around there. And then you want to mix a little bit of green coal in there too, so it has something to ignite. And then after you get it going, pile it up, get it going good. Put your dust on it if you want a cave on top, you know. And then you can also pile all your green coal right up next to your fire pot. And I sprinkle a little water on mine, but you don't have to. Just pull it up next to the fire pot and you'll see it smoking. And that's cooking your coke. It's cooking coal into coke. So when your fire pot's empty, you can just break off the next round, slide it forward, and you just keep making your own coke. You need to use the coke, which is pure carbon, for forging. Don't try to forge with green coal. Let it burn down until there's no more smoke. And then you're down to pure carbon, and it's just coke. So, but you always keep cooking your next batch right next to the edge of the fire. Hope that was helpful. Like I said, subscribe, like, comment. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Have a blessed day.